Darlings, it's Mummy, Sybil Brunchen, and we have just survived Hurricane Ida out here on Fire Island. I know that many people, first of all, let me acknowledge that many people suffered very seriously. Hurricane Ida coming up the coast. The death toll, I guess, is around 30 or more in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and possibly in Connecticut. But strangely, even though we stayed up till 2:30 in the morning, George and I, watching the Weather Channel and watching our reception go in and out with satellite TV, we managed to escape, even as across the Great South Bay of Long Island, and you can see the whitecaps still there. I think you can see them from here. There they are. It's still a windy day. The bottom line is that tornadoes, I guess, were moving across Long Island. Storms were out there. It was just very serious. So anyway, we were very lucky here, really lucky. And as a matter of fact, we didn't even get much rain. So when we were watching television and seeing subway stations completely flooded and towns in New Jersey being swept away, we were quite lucky. This is the typical day after a hurricane or a tropical storm coming up the coast. The sky is sapphire blue. It's just amazing. Everything is scrubbed clean. It's a lovely day. It is a September day. It's no longer a summer day. It's in the 70s, and you can feel between the whitecaps on the water and the breezes and the temperature, and then that angle of that light. It's 3 in the afternoon here, and the angle of the light is just fall. You know immediately. I just wanted to let you know that we all out here survived. I had groomed my garden day after day, a little bit here, a little bit there, and of course it got blown around. There's pine needles and holly leaves and everything, but for the most part, everything survived. You can see that I've been trimming things and weeding things, and we've had these second spurts of growth. Plants have run their course and then died back. I've cut them down to the ground, and look, new growth here. It's so strange. My yarrows are doing great. Different things are doing what they're doing. Anyway, it's a lovely fall day here in my pot garden. I think I have now 50 pots between here and upstairs. So some things are flowering. There's a little pincushion, and there's a little bit of veronica, and of course my scaviolas. No praying mantis for the praying mantis crowd. Still no praying mantis this year. The dwarf morning glories, the evolvulus, are trying to bloom. I did some work on the hens and chicks, but this is my garden. This is my garden in fall, and it always just fills me with so much pleasure. Does it look more like a fall garden in October for me? This is much more what my garden looks like in October, even late in October. So this year was not a year of planting great flowers from the nurseries and from the different, gardening people out here. We weren't here as much as we wanted to be. So things were not planted and made gorgeous the way they normally are. Everything was a little bit more about weeds. Wild flowers. But still beautiful. And I did, of course, pick up that little New Guinean patience at the end of the season, and she seems to be doing very well. So there you go. Just a quick little recap on my garden. Aren't hens and chicks just wonderful? They're so sculptural. I really worked on these pots, and I hope next year that I'll be able to get them even better. But I did some work on them a couple of weeks ago and showed you what I was doing. And while I was gone, they really have flourished. I mean, that's just wonderful. This is magnificent. Very proud of that. So, a garden, like I say, it's a whole exercise in let go and let God, isn't it? If I ever buy this house, I think I'm going to have a bronze plaque put here in block print, Roman, maybe Times Roman or something, gardening, let go and let God, because you can only control so much. Anyway, I'm going to close, as I often do, with being in the world and of the world. Be present, be mindful, be grateful. Remember that everything you see and smell and touch and taste and hear and hold in your heart and your hand and in your mind, it's all borrowed. It's all only borrowed. I'll talk to you later, darlings.